What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Tatum Show. Tucker and Meg are going crazy as usual, and I got to call them out on it. Y'all know how it works. Muslims only Waterpark event canceled. I cannot wait to show you what the lady said as an excuse. With the whole wrap and towel all over her head, talking stupid. Epstein suicide note. It was released yesterday. I want to talk about this suicide note. I have my skepticism of it. We're going to also talk about the virus that's on the cruise ship and how crazy it has gotten. Is this the next COVID-19? We shall see. And before we get to any of that, Spencer Pratt whooped the socks off of these women in the LA mayoral race. I don't know how you live in LA and you're not going to vote for Spencer Pratt. Welcome to the Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a quick shout out to our members. Every show, I want to give a special shout out to the deputy chiefs. We can put them on the screen. Shout out to all of y'all. As the list grows and gets bigger, I cannot read everybody's name because that'll take me an extra 3 minutes. But I want to put it on the screen, display it. I want to give y'all a shout out for everybody to see because I'm very proud of you guys and I'm very thankful that you've supported me at that level. And I also want to give a big shout out to everybody else that joined the membership program. We're growing every single month, and I'm excited about it. I want us to double and triple the members that we have now, but it takes time, and we're going to show you guys the value of that and the reason why you should join. So let's get to the first topic at hand. Spencer Pratt wiped the floor with the wig pieces of these two women. What are y'all thinking? Y'all are, if you live in LA and you don't vote for Spencer Pratt, you going to hell. That's how you going to hell. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make heaven. I'm just kidding. You probably still go to heaven. But you a stew head. Let's get to this debate because it was a beat down. And Spencer Pratt has another viral campaign video that's better than the last one. But let's get to this debate, and you tell me who you think won based on these clips. Roll the clip.
There was a debate for the LA mayor's race, and unsurprisingly, it was completely dominated by Spencer Pratt.
The winds in the Pacific Palisades never reach higher than 40 miles per hour.
That is just completely inaccurate. The winds reach close to 100 miles an hour.
She's an incredible liar. She is referencing the Altadena fire.
No. I have to interrupt you. No name calling,
She just
please.
lied, though.
Yeah, but no name calling.
She called me a liar.
I don't believe she did.
She said
I did not hear that.
This up. I did not.
We're not going to debate the issue. We have a question now for
The way you address homelessness, the way you address people living on the street is by bringing them off the streets and indoors.
Public safety should be our number one priority. And we're going to find all this money when we stop her useless open bed plans that actually doesn't put drug addicts in these housing that we're spending billions of dollars. And we're going to actually start checking where this money is going. The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robbins' plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth. These ideas cost us over $400 million to house for 70, what did you say, 3,000 people for $400 million? This is an absolute failure for both of them.
You're going to watch today as Mayor Bass and Spencer Pratt attack me because they want to run against each other in the general election. Each of them thinks that running against each other is what's going to help them win.
Mayor Bass and I are definitely not working together. I blame this person for burning my house and my parents' house and my town and all my neighbors down. I am not working with Mayor Bass. Second off, if I wanted to run against anybody, it would be the council member who is terrible. You think it's easier to run against the incumbent mayor with all the unions or a random city council member who's been a failure for 6 years? Councilwoman Rahman, this plan that she's going to build all these units, guess what? She's going to sue all the people that actually rents to the tenants, and then they're not going to even want to rent to anybody because she wants people to squat in there for a year and not pay. So I don't know how her plan's going to work.
Council member.
Let me interject real quick. Spencer Pratt was 100% on this. This woman that you're looking at on the screen, these people should go to prison for this stuff, to be quite honest. It's a scheme. This woman endorsed Karen Bass. Then a week or so later, she jumps in the race because Spencer Pratt was getting a lot of headway. And what they want to do is they want to try to get the votes so that her and Karen Bass are the two running against each other. And then what's going to happen? This idiot in the pink pantsuit is going to drop out the race and endorse Karen Bass. That's what's going to happen. They're scratching each other's back. They work in the same administration right now. That's failed L.A. Keep it wrong.
I'm not sure how to respond to that vision of Los Angeles. This is a MAGA Republicans' idea of what Los Angeles looks like. This is really not the city that I love so much. We need to make this city so much better.
Yeah.
We have to work so hard to ensure that this city works for everyone who lives in it. And crucial to that is actually ensuring. I'm sorry, I was still speaking.
Continue, Council.
Okay.
Okay, so
Downtown is so unsafe now that they have to serve the food. All the employees have to eat inside. They can't risk going out. That's why all these beautiful restaurants are closing, because it's so unsafe. So before we require city workers to go back into any buildings, we need to enforce the laws on the street. Councilwoman Rahman is talking about safety, yet when animal rescue activist Rebecca Corey came in and said the dogs are being tortured and abused on the streets of downtown, she walked out of the hearing. She doesn't care about safety. She doesn't care about anything she's talking about. At least Mayor Bass pretends to care.
If you are satisfied with the status quo, then I've got great news for you. The incumbent is on the ballot.
Councilwoman Rahman endorsed Mayor Bass 2 weeks before she ran for election. 2 hours before the candidacy closed, she endorsed Mayor Bass. So all of a sudden now she has all these problems with Mayor Bass. They do photos together.
Mr. Pratt.
Oh, sorry.
We have so many more topics, and you know what?
There's an LA council member. He wants voters to decide. He is saying that non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass?
It depends. It's not a yes or no.
Yeah, I would say, again, it does depend. In other places, school boards have non-citizens.
Yes or no?
Non-citizens who vote.
Mr. Pratt, I have a question for you.
Time out. They just jumped on to the next question to target Spencer Pratt. But LAers, I don't know what you call them, Los Angelos or something like that. What do they call them? Los Angelinos. Can y'all pay attention for y'all ruin y'all whole city worse than what it already is? Think about this for a minute. He said no. They both said it depends. They are on the same path. They're on the same wavelength. It do not depend. If you are not a citizen, you should be voting. What are we even talking about? It's like a person, that's like you go into a foreign country and you want to vote for your own values. You're not even a citizen there. You have no rights. You have no nothing to actually be living there in a permanent situation. And you go vote for whatever, and then you leave the country. That's why you can't vote. If you have a vested interest in this country or have skin in the game or you have some type of tie to the country, meaning that you are permanently here, you are a citizen of this nation, you should not be voting whatsoever. Not because you're temporary or whatever the case may be. No, you need to be here. It needs to be a permanent thing before you can even think about voting. Because you're not going to vote in the interest of a country that you're not a part of. Go anywhere in the world and think you're going to go vote in their elections and you're not a citizen. Nowhere in the world. All right, finish it.
You
Who
told
vote for
NBC
these?
News a few months ago that you want LAPD to take care of, so if you don't want ICE to be here in the city, so the question is, you want LAPD to do enforcement as ICE?
No, that's not what I said. What I said is, when I'm mayor, I want to enforce all the laws and get all the drug dealers, the murderers, the child traffickers, the rapists. And if they're legal or illegal, if they are a danger to our society, I want them off our streets. So that's why I said ICE won't be coming here, because I'm going to end up, everybody they're supposedly looking for, they're going to be in jail when I'm mayor. So
That's not what ICE was doing.
Okay, we're moving
ICE
on.
was chasing people in car washes. ICE was chasing people in Home Depots and picking up vendors. I physically went out and did everything I could to stop it, and will do that again.
was that phone call when you were like, hello, please don't come here? Just to be clear, I didn't say what she said. I said I'm going to target all criminals. So she just put words
That's
in
not what ICE did.
Okay. He asked me what I said.
So that's a little bit of how that went, right? We just got to give a synopsis. Obviously, we couldn't play the whole thing, but, you know, if you listen carefully, you'll see that Karen Bass and the rest of these people are idiots. You know, I in Tucson, we had SB 1070, which where if we pull over a person and they're a suspected illegal alien, we run a background check on them. You know, we do a little check. If it comes back that they're illegal or they don't have any proof of residency or anything like that, and we can clearly tell, bro, it's not rocket science. We'll call Border Patrol and see if there's any hits. If there's a hit, they'll come get him from the traffic stop. Every time I arrested a guy, Border Patrol, back when Obama was around, they would not let Border Patrol take people from law enforcement custody who were intoxicated. And so this guy beat his girlfriend up. He admitted to me he was an illegal alien in this country. She said he was an illegal alien. He spoke no English, had no papers, all this there. He beat her up. He tore stuff up at her house, broke a window out. He got 5 misdemeanor crimes that he's getting charged with. You know what LA does? They'll take him to the jail. He said he was illegal. He told his wife said he's illegal. He's illegal. They take him to the jail. They let him face those charges. If they get dropped, if whatever happens, they let him back out. He's back in the streets. What we did was we put him on an ICE hold. That means if we know you ain't supposed to be here and you get into law enforcement custody, we put you on an ICE hold so they can come get you from the jail. Versus you being released, you're back in the city and they got to come find you somewhere. It's really that simple. They just want more illegal aliens on their turf so they can get more voters. The most epic ad that I have seen yet in politics is the one I'm about to show you from Spencer Pratt. Check this is the craziest thing. And AI is undefeated. Roll the clip.
It has come to our attention that a Spencer Pratt political ad is going viral.
I already saw it. The one where he's crying about his house. Give me a break with the sob stories. It's time to move on.
No, ma'am. This is a new ad, and it seems to be more powerful.
What do you mean, another ad?
It already has millions of views on X. And ma'am, the production value, it looks like a $100 million film.
Where are they getting that kind of money? I personally shut down every damn studio in this city.
Ma'am, it was an AI filmmaker.
What do you mean it was an AI filmmaker? Comms. Polling. MIMWG2 SLBBTQQEIA. Stay. Everyone else, out. Everyone in the entertainment industry is supposed to be out of Los Angeles. What even was the point of the fires? Wasn't the Kamala endorsement supposed to seal the deal? This is meant to be an easy win for me.
It moved 0.3 points, ma'am.
The race might be lost. But if you think I am giving up this office, you are sorely mistaken.
I don't know if y'all got a couple of those references. Nazi Germany reference. She's Hitler in this. The girl that went to that event that was in a wheelchair, that was the non-binary, quadriplegic, bipolar disorder, schizophrenic, trans person, or whatever. Nothing against her. I'm just saying that's what they made a big deal about. That was a reference to her. And then also it was something else. It was something else that I missed in there that was a reference to. I was thinking about it when it was going on, but I missed it. But that was such an epic video, man. There's no way you could have done that without AI, right? I mean, he would have had to spend a couple $1 million to do it. It would have taken him a month to do it. That was absolutely brilliant. I really hope and pray that Spencer Pratt wins the mayoral race in LA. Y'all need to get y'all stuff together. This is your time to go out and vote for somebody that's not going to let your houses burn down and make excuses and be in Haiti somewhere and not giving a flying flip about you. All right, let's get to the next story. Before we get there, I want to tell you guys about Verdict. If you are looking for an incredible bourbon, incredibly smooth, vanilla notes, caramel notes, I mean, all of these things. This was crafted and barreled and produced to be the best bourbon, all your favorite bourbons in one. That's how we made it. All my favorite bourbons in one, right? And we put it together, and then we had an addition to add brown sugar. So if you're interested, you got to be 21 and over, drink responsibly, go to verdictbourbon.com. Look at the reviews. Don't believe me. Look at the reviews and order some today. We got some specials going on. I'll let you guys know in the next one. We're going to do some specials. If you order an entire case, we'll have some percentages off and stuff like that if you order a case. All right, let's get to the next story. Epstein's alleged suicide note was released. Now, let me give my perspective before we even start here. I don't give up about none of this stuff. If nobody's going to go to jail, if y'all not going to be honest and hold people accountable, then what are we doing here? The crazy thing is that what is the point of a suicide note because he's already dead? And I haven't seen anybody of any substantial stature or anybody go to jail over anything involving this. But it's news, and I want you to see what he said, and you tell me if it's authentic or not. Roll the clip.
Okay, guys, so apparently this story is breaking right now. Apparently a federal judge just unsealed a purported self-termination note that's been attributed to Jeffrey Epstein today on May 6th of 2026. Now, back in July of 2019, Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell in the Metropolitan Correction Center in Manhattan with a strip of cloth around his neck after a alleged self-termination attempt. Now, he survived, but he ended up dying a few weeks later in August of 2019 while he was waiting trial. Now, this note had been sealed for nearly 7 years, apparently, as part of the criminal case involving Epstein's former cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione. And then Judge Kenneth M. Karras ordered its release after the New York Times petitioned the court and reported on its existence the previous week. Now, Epstein's former cellmate claimed that he found this handwritten note on yellow legal pad paper, unsigned and undated, tucked inside of a graphic novel or a book in their shared cell shortly after the incident in July. The note was later turned over to the court in connection with Tartaglione's own legal proceedings and remained sealed until today. And we're going to read it. So the handwritten note says, "They investigated me for months, found nothing. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? No fun, not worth it," with the no fun part underlined. Now, just to be clear, the authenticity of this note, having actually been written by Jeffrey Epstein, is still completely unconfirmed by any official sources, but it's interesting that the court decided to release it today. Weird.
Not only just weird, he said that? Out of all the stuff Epstein could have wrote on a piece of paper, this is what he say? Now, he could have, right? Why do we think Epstein is a normal person like the rest of us, right? He's a nut job, and he did all that crazy stuff. So I'm not shocked if he's writing incoherent things on a piece of paper, but I often question, did he actually write that or did he not? Why are they putting it out right now, and why should we care, to be quite honest? But it's news, and I want to tell you guys about what's going on. That's the only reason why I'm covering it. All right, let's get to our next clip. Let me get a shout out to my boy on that video. I love his content. He always does an incredible job. I follow him on Instagram. I literally love all his content. It's Kagan Dunlap. So give a shout out to Kagan Dunlap. Make sure y'all go follow him on social media, Kagan Dunlap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this crazy development of a cruise ship virus that's going out. And a part of me thinks, are they going to try to do another COVID-19, bro? Wait till you see the news reporting that I'm about to show you. Are they going to try to do this again? The bigger question is, are you going to fall for it again? Are y'all going to fall for this again? I'm going to tell you what, maybe I won't tell you my business model because I don't want nobody to steal it from me. I want to make $100 million with these nut jobs. If they want to play again, they want to make this about something, I get you liberals a mask if you want it. I get y'all $100 million worth of mask. Well, you can triple and quadruple mask. I will get it for you. All right, anyway, let's get to the reporting from this this cruise ship. Roll it.
Tonight, the passengers trapped on a cruise ship, 3 dead now from a suspected virus breaking out. And this evening, we now know 17 Americans are among those trapped, and we hear from them. Here's Victor Akendo.
Tonight, with a suspected outbreak of hantavirus on a luxury cruise ship, 3 passengers are dead and another is in intensive care. Medics are now working to evacuate 3 people on board the Dutch-based ship, which has been refused permission to dock in Cape Verde off West Africa. Jake Rosemarin, one of 17 Americans trapped on board.
What's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home.
Hantavirus is a rare but serious illness spread by exposure to rodents. It's the same virus that killed Gene.
Why they put him on there? I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but like, and nobody else had nothing to say. I almost laughed because he's the way he was talking, but I'm trying. This is a serious thing. People have died on this thing, and I don't know if his wife died from this. They both died. They both were found dead, and his wife died from that virus. See, they already playing with y'all. They finna start saying that people didn't die from this thing that didn't die for it, so they can run the whole game again. All of a sudden, they got, oh, this one, wait till you hear how they report it. This one, normally, you get sick from, these rat pooping droppings or whatever. And then they go, well, with this strand, it can go from person to person. How convenient. Then they go on to say that there's a incubation period or something of that nature, right? Where it sits dormant in your system and then you can have side effects 6 to 8 weeks later. What does that take? That's enough time for them to start building some bull crap between the time they talking about this ship and the time they get the propaganda to the TV. That's all I'm saying. 6 to 8 weeks before you see symptoms on something. What? I ain't never heard of a virus you take 6 to 8 weeks. That's a long time for you to get a symptom. They do it this time, it ain't gonna go well for them. All right, finish the clip.
Ackman's wife, Betsy Arakawa, last year.
There is no documented person-to-person transmission, but the risk is in the environment. Places like cabins, barns, or areas that are infested with rodents are considered high risk, and those are areas you want to avoid.
Tonight, passengers are being told to stay in their cabins.
All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home.
Experts say hantavirus symptoms may not present for weeks. The cruise ship operator says they are working on medical care and screening for passengers.
All right, let's get to the next one. This is more of an update of what's going on currently right now. Roll it.
This morning, global health officials and those in the U.S. are racing to contain a deadly hantavirus outbreak as new cases emerge linked to that cruise ship in the Atlantic. KLM Airlines now saying one of the ship's passengers, who later died from the virus, boarded a flight in Johannesburg before crew members decided she was too sick to travel. Dutch health officials are now contacting the passengers who were on that plane. Meanwhile, Switzerland has confirmed a new case of the virus in a man who'd previously been on the ship, the first confirmed case in Europe. Here in the U.S., we learned overnight that people in at least 2 states, Arizona and Georgia, are being monitored. So far, no symptoms have been reported. The ship was initially carrying nearly 150 passengers and crew, including 17 Americans. But some passengers were allowed to leave the ship before the full extent of the outbreak was known. One passenger still on board was quoted by a Spanish newspaper saying 23 people disembarked at an earlier stop, adding there are 23 people wandering around there, and until 3 days ago, no one had contacted them. The World Health Organization.
I want y'all to look at how they framing this, right? I'm assuming that the ship wasn't what got people sick, right? Can we agree to that? Because they're claiming that the symptoms don't show up for 6 to 8 weeks. So that means you had it, and then by the time you die, it's after the period of time where the symptoms begin to be active in your body, right? Am I tripping? Are they saying that instantaneously when you get the virus, you die? Or are they saying that most of the time it takes weeks before it begins to affect your body where you see symptoms? If that is the case, then that means people done had it before they got on this boat for several weeks. I kind of doubt this boat has been out there for 8 weeks. So what they're doing is, I'm not saying they're doing, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but you have people on the media saying they got to do all this quarantine and all this old crazy stuff, right? Because it may take 6 weeks or so for it to show up in your system. But then the way they frame the ship is that as if people are simultaneously getting it and getting sick right there on the ship and dying. That means that this came from somewhere outside the ship. We shall see what happens. Maybe, just maybe, I'm playing devil's advocate. Maybe they'll say people got it from outside the ship, but now everybody's on the ship. They're passing it between the people. Maybe that's what it is. Let's go to the WHO. Roll it.
We have heard from quite a few people, on the boat. We just want you to know we are working with the ship's operators. We are working with the countries where you are from. We hear you. We know that you are scared, and we're trying to make sure that the ship has as much information as they can. As of today, 7 individuals of the 147 passengers and crew have been reported ill. Sadly, 3 have died. 1 patient is in intensive care in South Africa, although we understand that this patient is improving, while 2 patients are still on board the ship and are being prepared for medical evacuation to the Netherlands for treatment. The risk to general public is low. This is not a virus that spreads like flu or like COVID. It's quite different.
That's what they tell you today. What they gonna tell you tomorrow? What they gonna tell you during the midterms? What are they going to tell you when it comes close to the election? I'm just throwing it out there, man. It's one of those. It's another one of those things that make me feel suspicious. Here is the head or the, I don't know, call him the spokesperson, the chairman of the WHO, wrote a clip.
Given the incubation period of the Andes virus, which can be up to 6 weeks, it's possible that more cases may be reported. While this is a serious incident, WHO assesses the public health risk as low.
All right, enough. I don't want to hear him no more. Y'all get the point. Let's get to this dummy that's going to make a lot of people rich. Come on, put him out there. Let me see what kind of mask I need to get, figure out how to get from overseas to sell these foods. Roll it.
Hey, if you're worried about the hantavirus situation, wear a mask. Wear a respirator, even outside. This is a head strap one. This is an N95. There are also KN95s, which are just the ear loop ones. The tighter it is to your face, the better, which is why the head straps are a little bit more protective. It basically just creates like a seal to prevent air from coming in or escaping. You can also get these really cool little sip valves so you can drink without taking your mask off, also just reducing risk. We are like dying for more people to wear them.
Time out. You only can sip out of a straw. There's no way in the world you're going to sip anything else from that little hole in the front. Come on. I hope they push these masks. I got to get with my team to see if we can find these so we can sell it to these blue-head devils. And they ain't going to know it's coming from me. They just could be buying them. Come on. Let y'all keep getting afraid of this crazy stuff and buy these masks. All right, let's get to the next subject. This was another crazy situation that I saw today, or my team picked out. This woman, I want you to listen to the contradiction. That's all. Just focus on the contradiction. This was a Muslim event at a water park that got shut down. Now listen to this woman, and you will find out exactly why it got shut down. And I don't know why she can't be honest about it, but she finna slip up and tell the truth. Roll the clip.
A new twist in the Waterpark controversy causing a political splash. The city of Grand Prairie now says it canceled a private event celebrating a Muslim holiday at the city-owned Epic Waters Park.
We have the right to have an event that is for the Muslim community. That is our right.
Time out.
We spoke.
Girl, you ain't even no Muslim. Don't y'all find it funny, bro? Like, somebody explains to me, for all my Muslims that are in the community tab or whatever, that are in the comment section, why she get to show her face and the other ones don't get to show their face? You know, why she get to show her hands and the others get their hand cut off if they got their hands and stuff showing all of the world? Why she get to show her ankle bone and the other ones can't show their ankle bone? Ain't it the same religion? You know, y'all play too much, man. There's another religion that comes to my mind, and I'm not gonna say it because people get mad at me. But it's often funny how people claim these religions, and the religions change based on your convenience. When things become illegal, somehow the prophet changed his mind and say, I heard from God. I heard from God that we can't, let me not say it. Let it go. Let it go, Brandon, let it go. I heard from God that black people can now, what? Black people, now they can't. Oh, God, oh, now it's illegal to be racist. Now they can have access now. Same thing with these people. You live in America, you live in a land of the free, and somehow your face can be uncovered. Y'all play too much. Come on, let her finish, Brandon, let her finish.
The Mina night hours before the city canceled on her.
Basically, the only thing we show as women is our hands, face, and feet. That's it. And so we do that even if we're at a water park.
A private rental, she says, ensures everyone there would dress modestly.
This year, initially, the flyer did say, again, Muslims only. But the real headline on the flyer is saying, come celebrate the Eid with us.
The governor calls it religious discrimination and unconstitutional. He told Grand Prairie he'd defund $500,000 in public safety grants if they allowed it.
Unfortunately, I knew it was coming because we're in a climate right now where it seems like there's a lot of Islamophobic rhetoric.
She says anyone was welcome to buy a ticket and changed the flyer to say modest dress only instead of Muslims only.
No, time out, shout it. Time out, cuz. Cuz, quit playing with us. Quit playing. Those are two different things. Modest dress. You said Muslims only. That's not the same thing. You got caught trying to do a Muslim-only event, and they said we will defund you if you keep playing. And so you go, modest dress only. What do you mean? What does modest dress mean? You talking about everybody got to wear a head wrap? Y'all play too much. Islamophobic. Nobody's afraid of you, raghead. Y'all, let me not say nothing. I'm trying to be a good Christian today. But, I'm so sick of all the fake stuff. Y'all don't really believe that stuff you doing. Y'all got a convenient Islam. The Islam of your dreams. But you take your butt over these other places, they'll behead you. Y'all want to bring that stuff over here. Quit doing, what they call it, Timu Islam. Get that, if you can't follow the whole thing, quit following it. And quit trying to drag us into it. And then when we catch y'all want to say we're Islamophobic. You ain't even practicing Islam. All right, finish clip.
There's other eyes on it now, and I don't want anybody to feel discriminated against. That was never my point.
After the city pulled the plug and declined to comment further, Knight told us she's sad. Quote, something that was being done with such good intention, just for joy, has been turned into something that it's not.
I'm not going to change my identity. I'm not going to change what I stand for. I'm not going to change what I have the right to do just because some people don't like it.
Now it's the city that's made a change.
Look, shawty, if you and your other Muslims want to go to a water park and dress with wrap yourselves up in like a pig in a blanket, that ain't got nothing to do with everybody else that want to go to the park. Why can't y'all just do your thing? It's like a soft coup. Like y'all trying to test the waters in all these areas. You want to see, can we get away with doing a Muslim-only event? Okay, once they do that once, then they're going to be demanded at the water park, make everybody cover up. That's what, man, quit playing with us. We know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to usurp authority, your religious beliefs over the concept and foundation of a Christian nation like the United States of America. That's what y'all doing. And you know who's helping them do it? My next guest. Bring Mr. on the show. Like, the only reason I'm doing this, man, and I know some of y'all don't like it when I go, I just can't. Like, you can't do this stuff, man. Be a genuine human being. A lot of people like you guys are watching and you're trusting us. You're trusting us to have a real opinion and also do our research that we are presenting you at least impartial facts about a certain topic. You guys should not be watching people and wondering, is this person completely fake or not? It's not right. And if I was doing this, call me out on it. Ain't nobody in America can say I changed on anything that I've said. Nothing. Since the time I made a first video, I supported Donald Trump. And I've been getting on his butt every time he do something stupid. I'll say something about it. I got on him during COVID. I got on him with the people he hired in his first term. I got on Donald Trump this time. I'm going to say what I got to say. I don't care if I still like Trump as the president, but if he cutting up, he cutting up. I ain't never changed. First time I went to Israel and I opened my mouth about Israel, I have had the same opinion about it this whole time. Law enforcement, the same opinion about it this whole time. Conservatism, same opinion about it. Republican Party, same opinion about it. And if you find somewhere else that I flip-flopped, bring it to my attention, and I have the duty to explain to you why all of a sudden I changed. That's why I'm on his head. Go ahead, roll the clip.
And here you have the president saying, I thought it could be $300.
Hold on, let me set it up real quick. This is him alluding to the fact that, which is insane, about Iran having a nuclear weapon, justifying why Iran should have a nuclear weapon. And then I'm going to show you the contradictory nature of what he's going to say. Roll the clip.
That's like saying, well, I thought they might drop a neutron bomb on Chicago, but, I just wanted to risk it. No president should ever be willing to talk that casually about the economic destruction of his nation. The justification for it. It's worth it, said the president, because Iran had nuclear weapons, and you can't let crazy people have nuclear weapons. So it's almost not worth it. Rebutting that with the facts, which are as follows: Iran did not have a nuclear weapon. It did not have ICBMs to deliver that weapon here or anywhere near here. It did not have an active nuclear weapons program, and the American intelligence community, all 18 separate agencies, determined that conclusively after studying it for years, and with the motivation to find said nuclear program, they couldn't. So no, Iran did not have a nuclear weapon. It was nowhere near getting a nuclear weapon, despite the lying you have often heard. That was not even an imminent threat. It was not close to an imminent threat.
And you know what's funny about what he's saying? And this is, I want y'all to fact check this. We have intelligence officials testifying under oath that they had nuclear weapons and it was an imminent threat. Testifying under oath, penalty of perjury, which is prison time. And where is the evidence from Mr. Tucker? He has none. I don't know. I don't really know. What is a nuclear bomb? I don't know. What is Iran? We all Iran. Like, what are you saying, bro? Where is your evidence? You just saying everybody knows that it's true. What do you mean, everybody? Who's everybody? I don't know who's everybody. We have officials testifying under oath. Would you testify under oath that you know that to be true, Tucker Carlson? No, you would not. Roll the clip.
Threat, despite the fact the Israelis had told us and the U.S. Congress for over 20 years that it was an imminent threat. That was a lie. But you have to ask yourself, even if it was true, would that justify destroying the American economy? Would it justify, I don't know, driving 200,000 Britons into poverty in 2 months? And that's just the opening salvo. Would it justify a famine in Africa? No one wants to say it. There are a lot of countries with nuclear weapons. You don't want any of them to have nuclear weapons because any normal person thinks nuclear weapons are bad because they are, by definition, weapons of mass destruction that kill innocents. So they are bad as a category. But there are a lot of countries that have them, including countries with, well, leaderships that are filled with religious extremists, like Israel and Pakistan.
Time out.
And in a way...
Think about this. He said Israel, Pakistan, religious extremists. Israel does not have religious extremists in the way that these other countries, Muslim nations, do. Because Israel has a democracy. They vote for the people they want in power, and they dissent from the people who are in power. They have a Knesset, which is just like us having our Congress. Benjamin Netanyahu will not reign forever. It's not a dictatorship. It's not, it's not a king or some religious hierarchy. Benjamin Netanyahu is secular. He's not even a religious Jew. What are you even saying? The government of Israel is not even religious. This dude is crazy, and I don't know how he get away with it. The government of Israel promotes gay pride and all kind of crazy stuff that we hate in America. When I say gay pride, I mean the over promoting of it. Not that people can live their own life, but the over promotion of it. Israel does the same thing. It's a secular government. But it's funny he don't talk about some of these countries that have imams running. I forget what they call the guys who are running the country. What do they call it? A theocracy? They are a theocracy. Autocracy, theocracy. They don't want to talk about that. He won't talk about or name any of these Muslim nations that are doing this. And brought up Israel. It's crazy. Like, why bring up Israel, bro? And then he compares Israel to North Korea. What? It's a dictator that can never be. If you say anything negative about the government of North Korea, you get killed. People trash Israel all the time in Israel and outside of Israel. How do y'all let him get away with saying this nonsensical stuff? Roll the clip back like 5 seconds and then play it.
Category. But there are a lot of countries that have them, including countries with, well, leaderships that are filled with religious extremists like Israel and Pakistan, and in a way, North Korea. And the world has been able to continue for now almost 30 years with a nuclear armed Pakistan. It's not ideal. Maybe we should have done something during the Clinton administration to stop it. But we haven't had to destroy the American economy in order to do something about it since then. Of course not.
I don't know why he bothers me so much. Let's play this scenario out in your mind, and then I'm going to play one more clip of him being a complete hypocrite. Let's play this out of your mind. Let's say that Iran, let's play a scenario that Iran is a threat, which they've already said debt to America and all this other stuff, but they are a threat, and they have a nuclear weapon. What if they do use it against us? Is it worth stopping them? If we have a temporary halt in our economy, is it worth it to make sure we don't have a catastrophic event happen? What are we saying here? If Iran, which they hate us and they want to kill us, and they're the biggest hotbed of funding terrorism in the world, and they get a nuclear weapon and they begin to use it on adversarial countries, you think our economy is not going to take a hit? And if they try to fight us and try to use nuclear weapons on us, look at what Iran is doing in the region. They're attacking all of our allies in the region. Imagine if they had a nuclear weapon and they begin to bomb all of our allies in the region. We do nothing? Okay, let them bomb allies in the region. Let them leverage their nuclear authority. And then they begin to take over Israel. And they begin to take over all these countries. And then they begin to take over Europe. Now they're closer to the United States of America. And then they try to hit us with stuff. Bombs, missiles, nuclear. And then what, Tucker? We know now it's time to act, right? You think our economy will survive that? God, you can't be this silly. All right, here's another clip. Roll it.
Russia is not Iraq. Russia represents 1/8 of the world's total landmass. It is a huge country and a highly fractious country with a large and very restive Muslim population. So think this through just for 1 second. What are the chances that in the ensuing chaos, which we are forcing on Russia, in that chaos, what are the chances that one of those 6,200 nuclear weapons might wind up in the hands of someone who is truly crazy and dangerous to us and to the world?
There is a kind of stability, as bad as nuclear weapons are, when rival nations possess them. India and Pakistan which are countries with a long, almost 80-year history of hating each other and many wars in the interim, have managed to fight fairly bitter conflicts since 1947 without using nuclear weapons against each other. How is that possible? Well, the mutually assured destruction principle, which, as ugly as it sounds, is real. What you don't want is a nation that feels no constraints whatsoever, that feels it can do whatever it wants. It feels it can roll into its neighbor's sovereign territory and expel the population and kill people. Look at the effects. They are less bad than this.
He's talking about Israel. He's saying that Israel is rolling into its neighbors and just indiscriminately killing people and taking over. Where does that happen? Like when you look at a map and you see all these Muslim nations that have been acquired through conquest and murder and genocide, I feel like I turn into Tucker. Genocide. The Muslims have 55 countries. Israel has one little country that they share with Muslims. They don't even have a country. The West Bank and Gaza, they share with the Muslims. They hate them. They want them to be killed. All they got is that little place. And this fool acts like they're roaming into other countries to do. Over the history, from 1947, 46, how many countries have Israel taken over? Well, another 20 years, we'll be 100 years in. How many countries have Israel taken over? And then go back and measure how many countries and how much genocide has happened with these Muslim nations. How much conflict has happened? How many terrorist attacks has happened all over the world? All right. Let's play I don't even want to go Megyn Kelly. What's the next one? The Megyn Kelly. It's this one, Massie. I just want to talk about Massie real quick. I was going to get on Megyn Kelly, but I'm tired of talking about her, man. Let's get to Thomas Massie. Let me give you a position here. I don't know Thomas Massie. I don't watch none of his stuff. I only hear the negative that Trump talks about him, and I see what side he's on. That's all I know about Thomas Massie. I don't have a position on Thomas Massie, right? I haven't done enough research. But listening to him tells me almost everything I need to know, and here's why. Roll the clip.
They've spent $10 million against me. And when I say they, I hope we get into they.
Yes.
It's going to be close. It's just going to be, the result is going to be based on who turns out.
So it was 81% margin, 76, 75, like full-on blowouts in the Republican primary in your district in Kentucky, and now it's within a couple of points and you could lose.
Correct.
And the difference is they have spent $10 million against you. So I don't think anyone would dispute that. That's the difference. The money poured into this race from outside of Kentucky is basically pushing you to the point of almost losing, and you may lose. Where'd that money come from?
Well, it didn't come from regular people. It's come from billionaires, and 95% of it, at least 95%, has come from the Israeli lobby. So,
time out.
I'll give you
the Israeli lobby. You know what's funny? You know what's crazy about this is that the disingenuous nature of how these people speak about this. There's no such thing as an Israeli lobby. They're American Jews that want the relationship between America and Israel to be positive, and they operate as such. They're not Israeli. They don't function through the Israeli government. These are Americans that care about the relationship between America and Israel. Americans. And you know what? This is not bizarre. How do you think candidates beat other candidates? Because people that believe in this candidate is going to spend money on that candidate. They're going to outspend that candidate so he can win. Why would anybody want Thomas Massie not to win? Because of his policy positions. They suck for America. He hates Trump. So everybody that loves Trump and disagree with his policy positions, they're going to support and fund the guy that can beat him. This has happened across the country in every race that there is. And they're acting like this is some new crazy foreign government. Dude, you're one politician. A foreign government is going to. And the crazy thing is, bro, I want y'all to understand this. Like, the AIPAC, they support Democrats just as well. The same Democrats that hate Thomas Massie and the same Democrats that hate Republicans and Donald Trump, they get funding from AIPAC too. It's a group of, and let me give you an example. You would think that AIPAC was completely funding these people's campaigns, completely funding. In most cases that I have looked up personally myself, it's not the case whatsoever. Byron Donalds is, gets money from AIPAC. I think they gave him like $30,000. He raised like $40 million. He got $30,000 from AIPAC. He raised $40 million. That's not even a private jet flight for Byron Donalds to do one campaign stop. And you're saying they're controlling people because they decide to give money. What I think is happening with AIPAC, and you can disagree with them or not, I don't care, is that if they like you and you are a pro-Jewish person, you understand the relationship and the benefit of the relationship between America and Israel, then they're going to give you a couple dollars to support you. And the person that hates Israel and they hate Jews and they're anti-Semitic, they're not going to donate to them. It's that simple. Finish the clip.
Their proxies, the RJC, which is the Republican Jewish Coalition, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson went together. They funded a PAC called MAGA Kentucky, which is neither MAGA nor Kentucky. But when the ad
any of them live? Who are those three people?
They have been. Miriam Adelson is the gambling magnate who's ironically makes money from the Chinese now gambling and not in Las Vegas.
And
so
she's
much.
literally an Israeli.
Yeah, she was born there.
Yep.
She's given over $200 million to the president. He puts her on the stage. He says that she's influenced his own policy and attitudes toward Israel. And so she's trying to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky along with the rest.
Tucker Carlson swear to God on his interview that he has gone and visited Donald Trump multiple times and told him not to go to Iran. Like, how does he get away with lying so much? You're lobbying the president for your interest. You are telling Trump you don't want him to go to Iran. But if somebody else gives their opinion to Donald Trump, which he's a grown man, he can accept either the opinion. You think it's nefarious when others do it, but when you do it, it's fine. He's been to the White House I don't know how many times. Tucker Carlson was just at the White House when they had that oil, all the big oil companies and gas companies had came to the White House because they're doing the thing in Venezuela and all that. And Tucker Carlson was there in the Oval Office. Dude, you're lobbying every day. And Mary Adelson, when she want to tell the president her opinions about stuff, somehow it's conspiratorial. Roll the clip.
To these groups that are probably, by the way, getting her money as well. And there's also another interesting faction called Christians United for Israel. They're really just another wing of AIPAC and RJC that's been used to co-opt Christians into supporting their position. And their position is more war, it's more strife, it's more bombs, it's send more foreign aid. And those are the things that I've been voting against. So the real reason that this race is a serious race and I may lose is because a foreign lobby has fully funded to the extent that they've never done in any Republican race ever before my opponent.
All right, I'm going to let this go. We're going to be done with this. But I just want to say, people don't like you, Thomas Massie. You vote against President Donald Trump almost every chance you get. President Trump doesn't like you. You're not MAGA. So MAGA people don't like you. Could it be, it's not a far-fetched, that people just don't like you? They don't want you in Congress. You're pointless in Congress because you just vote against almost everything Trump wants to do. So I wouldn't vote for you. I wouldn't support you. I wouldn't give you any money. and I have no connection to Israel. I can't stand these people, man. The Lord gonna deal with y'all lying. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to disagree. But, man, when you make everything about Israel, it's crazy. AIPAC and the Jewish lobby and the Israeli lobby, people have a right to not like you and not want to see you win an election. Buying elections. Everybody with money is buying elections. What are you saying? That's called supporting your candidate. That's like getting mad at people because they gave money to Donald Trump instead of Hillary. What's her name? Kamala Harris. Oh, they buying an election. No, they're trying to save their country. So they're going to spend money with Trump instead of Kamala Harris. But it's got to be for these fools about Israel. All right, we're going to get to post-show clarity. Y'all hold the mother phone. We'll be back.